As Local 5 first shared with you yesterday, a Pleasant Hill family offered shelter to our news crew Friday night when the tornado siren sounded and they had nowhere to go for safety. Sports director Raina Garcia and reporter Laura Bowen are okay, but the experience rattled them as it did for so many people in Pleasant Hill who sustained tornado damage. Laura has since tracked down that family to see how they're doing and to hear their story.
My ears are getting really full. They're popping, and my 14-year-old and him were both saying, well, now that you say something, mine are really like you're going up a mountain. And it was to the point like my eardrums were like hurting.
Samantha Schminke and Brandon Reese were planning on having a quiet Friday night. That was before all hell broke loose.
It's just total chaos.
Within seconds of their ears popping, Brandon and Samantha said they felt like they were in a movie. They heard the wind screaming, debris hitting their house, then silence.
I think that was more eerie than anything, is it was super loud and then it was like silent and it was pitch black. There was nothing. Our phones were on 8%. We were all freaked out, lost Wi-Fi, lost all connection.
Their grill, which once stood right here, now missing, picked up by the wind. That grill was thrown into this yard, which is right across the street from their house. And as you can see, it's in a debris pile now right behind me. Days later, the family is making sense of what happened and assessing the damage caused by the storm.
We have broken windows. We had a AC unit that flew through the window and busted the whole outside of it. It has shifted our bathroom sink off of the wall.
They're currently staying with family. Their house unlivable, their car undrivable.
My car is looking like a total loss. We had a work truck that has been smashed by light poles. His other truck has its back windows broke out.
It's a night they won't forget. This includes their son Brewer, who was excited to share his side of the story.
Got dig right there, and then mash you like that, and then I go like up.
The Washington County home, which is a local assisted living facility, is making maple syrup again. Our Laura Bowen got a tour of how the process works.
This is Home, sponsored by Riverview Credit Union.
The maple syrup you see in store aisles starts as a slow drip from a hole in a tree.
It's very simple. You just take a drill bit and you tap the tree and put the tap in and hang the bucket from the tap and put the lid on.
Ted Williams is the leader behind this whole operation. You might not think of maple syrup when you think of assisted living facilities, but it was once produced here annually.
Well, I thought it would be fun, and it was for quite a while.
After about a 20-year streak, however, that came to an end.
We just don't have the young fellows that we used to have. So we do have a couple of residents that help out, but that's really not enough to keep things going.
But now they're back in business.
This is how we filter the syrup. It goes in here. It's a double filter, and then we bottle it from the spout here.
And this time, for the first time, they'll be selling it to the public. You see this tiny drip right here? Well, it actually takes 40 gallons worth of these to make 1 gallon of what you see in the store. To make that clear sap into the thick syrup we know, it's taken to the Maple Sugar Shack.
And then we have a pump that we set behind the door, and a hose that goes from the pump to the storage tank, and then comes down this line into the evaporator.
And the most satisfying part of the process?
Eating it.
In Marietta, Laura Bowen, WTAP News, this is Home.
Ankeny High School students are going to be introduced to a whole new world this coming fall. A virtual world, that is. Local 5's Laura Bowen spoke with educators about how they're merging technology with the real world.
This headset gives students the key to explore a whole new world. They can use this to experience a day on the job of hundreds of different careers.
If I spin in a circle here, it's fully virtual, so I'm in a big warehouse right now.
Virtual reality was once a futuristic concept, but soon it will be the teaching tool of today in Ankeny.
The first thing we're going to do is set up a boundary here. the boundary, just make sure we're not running into things.
The VR headset lets students explore a day in the life of a career they're interested in.
Whether that's working in a bakery or being an ER nurse where you're putting a needle in an arm.
Ankeny educator Erin Van Dorn hopes this will give kids a sense of direction for life after high school.
It really excites kids when they get to see that I really have this interest in this is how looks like in a job.
Which in turn helps educators steer kids towards relevant classes for that career path.
If we know that it's a high math area and they're going to need to take more math, we have those classes.
Van Dorn says giving kids hands-on experience to over 300 careers simply isn't possible any other way.
Just because we can't go out to necessarily to do a wind turbine or some of the really cool things that this allows students to be able to explore.
These VR headsets are going to be available for students at the start of the school year. Laura Bowen, Local 5 News.